Just a beautiful example from what would be the middle point of Exquisite Productions, the '05 limited logo Jordan. The limited logo took on a role in this issue of a dead centered patch. Obviously, that is the focal point. It's technically a 3-color. You've got just very subtle white down here and a couple corner tips, but the patch window is elaborate, heavily foiled and embossed. Just a really important production, which people have always held in high regard. From a popularity perspective, I'd say right after the base issues from the base autograph issues, I should say, from the Exquisite runs, it's like these limited logos are just they've always been right next to those in their popularity. From the '05 production, these are numbered out of 50. This one's serial numbered 15 of 50. This one's technically assessed as a 9 from Beckett. There's attributes which are a bit better than that. We have a surface subgrade of an 8.5, which lowers the technical grade, but everything else looks at least mint condition. And there's nothing about the surfaces that really jump out at you as being bad. Not that an 8.5 is a low grade, but it's hard sometimes to see the flaws that render a surface grade what it is. So when there's a subgrade that lowers the grade overall on its surface, that's usually for the best, because it's not the one that we can make out or discern the flaws as easily, say, versus corners and edges. As we kind of scan on the periphery, there's just very, very light little bits of wear to the extreme edges. This card's somewhat conservatively assessed. I think it easily could have graded a little higher. And at least from an eye appeal perspective, nobody would question it had it graded any higher. The surface grade in this case is due to this, a little bit of flaking here on the back, of course, but from the front, it's, it's a card that looks better than the grade assigned. This fleck here isn't on the card, but yeah, it's just this little tiny bit of flaking here, in the coloring there. Short of that, a card which it's a whisker from what we might consider a gem mint candidate. Beautiful, well preserved throughout, just really important. Technical grade aside, there just aren't enough of these highly popular patch auto Jordans. Exquisite only made so many, and compared to demand, there's just a population of near zero. Delighted to have this in the auction. Wish the bidders the best of luck.